Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. Saya Ahmad Farah Irwan Syah bin Muzna Rizal.
Saya Muhammad Haris Jenis bin Muhammad Bastiani.
Saya Muhammad Nur Khalas bin Muhammad Nur Rajib.
Saya Muhammad Haris Aiman bin Mujadi.
Dan kami daripada SMJK Kedua ke-7 Taiping.
A few moments later. Twelve seconds later. Five minutes later.
Aplikasi teori saintifik pengumpulan haba. Yang pertama, sinaran. Luas permukaan yang tinggi pada pembukaan dapur dapat meningkatkan peminahan haba terus dari matahari. Kedua, konduksi. Binaan luar dapur akan menyerap haba dari sinaran matahari. Haba dari binaan luar dapur akan memindahkan haba kepada periuk logam. Ketiga, pentulan. Permukaan berwarna perak dan berkilat bahagian dalam dapur dapat memantulkan haba ke periuk logam yang diletakkan di tengah-tengah. Keempat, perolakan. Bahagian dalam dapur yang mengumpul haba dan air di dalam periuk dipanaskan secara perolakan. Kelima, kesan rumah hijau. Pembukaan dapur ditutup dengan belasik yang melekat kemas pada binaan dapur. Pemanasan yang berlaku di dalam sesuatu ruang tertutup mengikat dan menyekat haba daripada mudah terbebas, maka suhu air akan meningkat.
kumpulan dari SMJK Tinggi Cina Melaka telah memilih aktiviti 1, video reka cipta dan inovasi dapur solar sebagai projek kami. Nama saya Pang Ling Xuan.
Nama saya Lo Xin Jie.
Nama saya Wei Shuyan.
Nama saya Guo Jiaen.
Today, these 4 girls who forgot to bring their cookware to campsite are going to make a solar oven to boil their egg.
Now, let's move on to the procedure of making solar oven. First of all, get a box with a dimension of 30 x 40 centimeters and spray it black. This is because black color is an excellent absorber for radiation. It absorbs all visible light spectrum and heat energy carried by those electromagnetic waves. Secondly, cut off one of the outer flap of the box to provide an opening for sunlight to enter. Next, we will be using the cardboard. Cut Cut out 2 pieces of cardboard with a dimension of 30 x 25 centimeters and 1 piece of cardboard with a dimension of 40 x 25 centimeters. These pieces are used to extend the length of the flap so that it can reflect sunlight easier. Paste the cardboards on each flap. Extended flaps are then wrapped by aluminum foil. Make sure the shinier surface of aluminum foil is facing upwards. Then, prepare a piece of polystyrene. It needs to be black in color too. You can either get a black one or paint it black. If you are using spray, make sure it is water-based and not corrosive. After that, cut it into the following dimensions. Paste the polystyrene prepared into the inner wall of the box. The polystyrene is placed tilted and its base is 5 cm from the wall. This allows the sunlight to shoot into the solar oven much easier. Then, we will move on to the next step. Cut the polystyrene carefully into bar shape and stick 2 to 3 pieces of polystyrene together to make it thicker. Place them at the bottom of the box as base. Remember to leave airspace between each bar. Place a copper plate with a dimension of 20 x 30 cm on it. If the size of the copper plate is a bit smaller than the base, you can enlarge it by making a frame for it so that it fits perfectly. It is important to make sure the space under the copper plate is totally enclosed. Here is a tin of soft drink. Draw a line on the tin by using marker pen. Cut it while following the line drawn. Spray the outer and inner surface of the tin with black spray. The tin is used as the container for eggs.
Finally, make a frame for plastic cover. Paste the plastic cover on it.
Before cooking, we need to adjust the angle of the aluminum board so that it reflects sunlight straight onto the tin. Therefore, satay sticks are used to support the boards. But then we found that it was hard to use satay sticks only as support to the board because the ground is not flat and there is strong wind in this area. As a result, the satay sticks will fall easily. After some discussions, we have rejected a few solutions and decided to place a thicker polystyrene at the back of each aluminum board. Polystyrene is soft so satay sticks can easily insert into it. It comes in handy and is more stable. Moreover, this can be prepared easily.
describes the reflection of light. The law of reflection of light states that the incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal lie on the same plane. The angle of reflected ray is equal to the angle of incident ray. In this case, the aluminium foil acts as the reflector of the sunlight into the oven. The second theory is about the subtraction of light. The solar oven is painted by black spray thoroughly. The black color will absorb the heat. This is because the subtraction of light says that light includes 7 colors, which are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and purple. These colors can be seen in the rainbow. This law stated that the color of an opaque object depends on the color of light that is reflected into our eyes. So, a black object appears black because it absorbs all the colors in light and no colors are reflected into our eyes. Thus, the black color is the best choice to paint the oven.
Copper and tin has low specific heat capacity. It means that it needs less heat to increase its temperature of mass of 1 kg by 1 degree Celsius. Therefore, these metals can increase temperature easier and faster. Conversely, water has a higher specific heat capacity. The high specific heat capacity makes water harder to be boiled. Thus, reduce the amount of water in the tin because specific heat capacity is inversely proportional to mass. Copper and tin are heat conductors. They are used to absorb heat energy in order to increase the temperature of its cell and transfer heat to colder particles. Meanwhile, polystyrene and cardboard are heat insulators. Therefore, they can trap heat easily. They are used as the wall of the box to prevent the heat loss.
Assalamualaikum and welcome. My name is Alpha Amani and we are a group from College Tunku Kurshiah present to you our experiment on the greenhouse effect. First and foremost, we must truly understand what greenhouse effect means and what importance does it bring to us.
The greenhouse effect is where the carbon dioxide that we produce here on Earth is left stuck in the atmosphere due to our pollution of harmful gases to our ozone layer. This causes light rays from the sun to be stuck in our atmosphere and not reflected back out to space, which causes the carbon dioxide to be even more heated up. This is what we call as the greenhouse effect. Now, to prove our theory to be true, we will now conduct an experiment using items available with us.
Now we will be conducting the experiment that Alpha has been explaining to us earlier. But before we begin this experiment, we first need to understand what is the problem statement and the aim of today's investigation. So what would the problem statement be, guys?
I'm assuming the problem statement of this experiment would be that carbon dioxide affects the temperature of the air in the bottle. So if that's the case, the aim would be that you are investigating if the amount of carbon dioxide affects the temperature of the air in the bottle. How about the hypothesis, apparently?
As the concentration of carbon dioxide in these two bottles increases, then we would believe that the temperature of the air inside of these bottles will also increase. What about the materials for today's experiment,
So, what do we need? Firstly, 60 milliliters of vinegar, 2 tablespoons of baking soda, a filament light bulb, 2 water bottles, 2 thermometers, a funnel, and a clock.
So now we've identified the materials used for today's experiment, we are now going to talk about the variables that we are going to be using in today's experiment. So what would the manipulated variable be?
I think the manipulated variable would be the concentration of carbon dioxide in the bottle, right?
Yes, that's correct. The responding variable would then be the temperature reading of the air inside of these water bottles. What about the constant variable?
The time taken.
And what about the size of the bottle?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yes. So now let's move on to the experiment. So the first step of today's experiment is that we need to leave the thermometers in room
for 3 minutes. Why should we do so? So that we can make sure and ensure that today's experiment results will be much more accurate, since the temperature reading of these thermometers will be of room temperature. So first, we'll be back in 3 minutes.
Now we're back after 3 minutes, and as you can tell, the reading of the thermometer is
27 degrees Celsius,
which is room temperature.
So now we'll be moving on to the second step of today's experiment, which is involving bottle A and bottle B. So for bottle A, we'll be leaving it empty since we want it to contain the air of the surroundings. For bottle B, we'll be containing it with much more carbon dioxide by using
vinegar
and
baking soda.
So for that, as you can see, we have already measured 60 milliliters of vinegar
and 2 tablespoons of baking soda.
So we'll be back after we put all these ingredients into bottle B.
So now that we've put in 2 tablespoons of baking soda into the bottle, it's now time to mix it with 60 milliliters of vinegar.
But before that, we also need to make sure that after putting vinegar, we need to quickly close the bottle using the cork so that no excess carbon dioxide will leave the bottle. Now we have to quickly put in thermometer inside of the bottle so that we can quickly get the reading of the thermometer. So now that we've placed the thermometers in these 2 bottles, we will now be placing them into these dark boxes, and then we'll be lighting up this filament bulb so that we can get the image of the sun and also the ozone layer and the greenhouse effect towards the air in our atmosphere.
Now it's been 5 minutes after putting these 2 bottles in the dark box in front of a filament light bulb, and now we're going to read the temperature readings of both the bottles. So this says it's 28 degrees Celsius, right?
Yes. So what about bottle B, the one that has much more higher concentration of carbon dioxide? Surprisingly enough, it has 35 degrees Celsius inside, which means that this proves our theory how the sun and the concentration of carbon dioxide inside of the air influences the temperature reading of the air. So with that being said, it is proven that with higher concentration of carbon dioxide in the air, it will increase the temperature reading of the air as well. So with that concludes our experiment for today.
I'm Jiawen.
Hi, my name is Feng Xiaowei.
Hi everyone, my name is Leong Weiling.
Hi, my name is Tao Ziyu. We are from SMJK Notre Convent.
Nowadays, it has become so common that almost everyone acknowledges the fact that pollution, especially water pollution, is rising continuously. We can always read from the newspaper that many aquatic animals had eaten the rubbish in the sea. So, how to change dirty water into clean water?
Our water filter model. In the plastic bottle, we have pebbles, big size rocks and medium size rocks, rocks and sand, charcoal, cotton, sieve. About the model, it is used to turn dirty water into clean water naturally by using types of rocks, sand, and some other special materials.
When the dirty water is poured into the water filter model, pebbles and different sizes of rocks will remove big substances such as leaves in the water. Then, sand will remove the suspended particles while the charcoal helps to remove chemical impurities. At last, cotton and sieve will keep other substances in the water filter from falling into the filtered water.